Welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
Good morning. Ross and Wilson are here to start your day. With weather, time, and traffic, a better song to play. Join Ross and Wilson for a New York style good morning on 77 WABC.
'77 WABC at 5:10, 10 minutes after 5 o'clock. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the nearly famous Ross and Wilson Show on WABC. This is the last Ross and Wilson Show.
Well, you might say that, yes.
Yes, friends, for all of you 5 to 6ers out there, this is it. Each and every minute of this morning show, between the hours of 5 and 6, will be the last time that you will hear Ross and Wilson at this hour of the morning. It's the end of an era, the beginning of an epoch.
An epoch?
An epoch.
Uh-huh.
It's a long period of time.
Yes, it is.
Or epoch, actually.
Well, yes.
Now, there's a man who's about to be extinct. James Gold.
Really? Hello, James.
Music director. Now he'll only work in the morning with us.
That's right.
Well, I brought in all the hit,
The hit?
and we'll be playing it this morning.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the smallest rooms in the building now is the music library.
The day the music died.
Most things in there now are on what we call floppy disk.
Really?
Well, we're rolling on a Monday morning.
Well, what can we tell you? Hello, you 5 o'clockers. This is the as Brian mentioned, the last Ross and Wilson show for you. Starting tomorrow, we go from 6 to 10.
6 to 10 is right, and it'll be nice to come in without the headlights on.
Yes.
Well, of course, I do that often enough as it is.
Well, I know that.
Anyway, this is a landmark day in broadcasting history, and those of you out there listening, especially in all the 38 touching states,
right,
will be happy to know that you're a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is this the last hour, that the last time we'll be on the air from 5 to 6,
mm-hmm.
but this morning at 9 o'clock, you will be able to hear the Ron Lundy, Dan Ingram Swan Song.
Yes.
From 9 to noon. You'll also be able to hear the premiere here in New York of the new ABC. What are they calling that anyway?
Talk radio.
Talk radio.
Yes.
Which will bubble up at
2.
At 2 now.
Well, they have a news block from 12 to 1.
Uh-huh.
And they have...
Artie show's going to debut today?
They have financial talk show from 1 to 2, and then...
Money Talk.
And then they have Michael Jackson from Los Angeles from
Michael
2 to 4.
Jackson, formerly the Jackson 5. Well, that's interesting.
Not that.
Music Talk.
Not that Michael Jackson.
Black Music Talk.
No.
Get down. Rat Talk.
Michael Jackson does sort of general talk, and then Dr. Tony Grant from 4 to 6.
General Talk?
Yes.
What is general talk?
General interest.
This is a military-industrial complex?
Talk about subjects of general interest, Brian.
Ah.
Yes.
Who does that? Tony Grant?
No, Michael Jackson.
Michael of the Jackson 5.
Well...
And then Dr. Tony Grant.
I'm getting all confused here.
You're getting confused.
Yes.
Imagine how the people are out there operating without a program.
Really?
After all. At least our sales department has got literature.
Yes.
Anyway,
Right. Then...
So we do it from now until 9 o'clock. Then Ron Lundy and Dan Ingram with Swan Lake from 9 to noon. Then the debut of the Artie Athens historical report from noon to 1.
The newscast, yes,
the
news.
That's what I meant. And then from 1 to 2, we have Buck Talk. And then we have...
With Bill Bresnan, yes.
Bill Bresnan.
Right.
Bill Bresnan.
Yes.
Doesn't have a thrill to it.
Doesn't have the same ring, does it?
No, well, not really. I don't know. Maybe he's been... And then Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Dr. Tony Grant.
Yes, she's a psychologist, kind of like Dr. Kuriansky.
Well, what do we need 2 psychologists for?
Well, because Dr. Kuriansky isn't on all the time.
What do you mean she's not on all the time? Never heard her off.
Well, for instance, tonight they're having Yankee baseball.
You ever heard her when she missed?
Well.
I think she's always been right on.
No, that's not what I mean. She will not be on tonight because there's Yankee baseball.
Ah, I get it.
Yes.
Yankee baseball.
That's right.
Preempting.
Good thinking.
Dr. Kuriansky.
There you go.
What about Art Russ Jr.?
Well, he'll be
the
on...
walking encyclopedia of sports.
He'll be on before Yankee baseball.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
Well, and then
what happens after the baseball game?
Well, at midnight or whenever the baseball game ends, they have Ira Fistel and Ray Bream.
Ira Fistel.
Fistel.
And Ray...
Bream.
Bream.
Right.
Bream?
Bream.
That's interesting. Down in the south, it's a small fish.
In fact, I understand Ray is a trivia expert and nut.
You'd have to be at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
You have to have something going for you.
yes.
And then what happens after that?
Well, then it's 6 in the morning and it's time for us.
Well, it means we got another 45 minutes to wait before we go on the air.
No, Brian, that's tomorrow morning at 6
You said
o'clock.
at 6 o'clock it would be us.
Tomorrow at 6, yes.
That's what I said earlier.
Good morning.
Quick, what was the name of the Indian chief who used to appear on the Howdy Doody show? For the answer to that trivia question, stay tuned to the rest of this commercial. My name is Joel Siegel, and questions like that are just part of my special report, Old Time TV Tune Into Yesterday, this week on the 5 o'clock Eyewitness News. In the report, we'll take a sentimental look at a phenomenon called television. We'll take a trip to Dutyville and see the Flubadub again. We'll take off with Captain Video and the Video Rangers. We'll show you clips of Patty Chayefsky's Marty, and we'll even have an occasional word from a sponsor.
So use Aircheck, the foaming cleanser, flush the dirt right down the drain.
And following each segment, we'll give you a trivia quiz that'll test your knowledge of old-time television. So this week, join the Peanut Gallery by making sure your Dumont TV is tuned to Eyewitness News.
Hey, kids, what time is it?
Sorry, Howdy, the 5 o'clock Eyewitness News on Channel 7. It's a special report that'll set television back 30 years. Oh, yeah, the answer to the Indian chief's name on Howdy Doody? Chief Thunderthud. Cowabunga, everybody.
Cowabunga indeed.
Cowabunga indeed, Chief Thunderthud. What about Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring? What about Mr. Bluster?
Mhm.
What about Dilly Dally and the Flubadub?
Yes.
What about Clarabelle?
And Buffalo Bob Smith.
Not to mention Howdy Doody
If
himself.
I had a name like that, I'd change it.
I don't blame him. You know what amazes me is that Howdy Doody never had a romantic interest.
Well, it's kind of
You ever
hard.
notice that?
Kind of hard for a puppet to get down, if you know what I mean.
Everyone on that program was a male,
Yes. Yes.
with the possible exception of Flubadub, which no one really quite understood.
Well, that's true.
Well, Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring did drop in from time to time for relief.
Yes.
It was a relief to me even back then when I was a child.
I know it was.
What a honey. What a looker.
Yes.
Yeah. I often noticed that Chief Thunderthud was never on with Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me why, but I understand it did strange things to his headdress. Well, it's 5:17.
I think what we'd do...
Making history on the Ross and Wilson Show.
Yes, I think
I
what
hope
we...
somebody's recording this out there for prosperity.
Really, throw it away after you're through.
No, say we're going to sell it 10 years from now as an antique.
Yes. I think what we have to do is give out the phone numbers.
What for?
Since people will be calling in all morning long, it might be a good idea to have the phone numbers and stuff like that.
Why will people be calling in all morning long?
To
Do we have Yankee tickets?
To say hello and stuff
Oh,
like that.
Yankee
No, we don't have any
tickets,
Yankee
yeah.
tickets.
I don't see any Yankee tickets
No.
here at all. So what's to give out? Why should I give the phone number?
Well, somebody might want to just call in and say hello.
Call in and say hello?
You can never tell.
To us?
Yes.
Here?
Of course.
Amazing. Well, all right, if you insist.
Yes.
You do insist.
I insist.
My partner is just returning from his assertiveness training course.
Mhm.
Far be it from me to be an obstructionist.
Thank you, Brian. See, there's a phone call now. We haven't even started giving out the numbers.
Well, it must be a wrong number then.
Probably so.
Probably someone trying to reach the Krispy Kreme or
Yes.
something. All right, here it is. 877 WABC. That's if you live in New Way by York.
That's area code 212, yes.
That's
It's a
what I said.
local call
New
in
Way by
the,
York.
in the
Yes.
212 area.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I said. It's from New York.
The phone numbers.
Right.
Thank you.
489 WABC. That is for those of you who live in New Way by Jersey.
That's right, the 201 area code. It's a local call for the
Yes,
201 area code.
yes, okay.
Okay.
The 212 area
Yeah,
code.
201.
What did I say?
212.
No, that was the last number, Ross.
Never mind.
201
I'm sorry I brought it up.
is New Jersey.
Thank you.
667 WABC.
Right.
That is for those of you who live up around near where Super Hooper lives in Westchester.
Yes.
You don't want to tell them the area code for that one either?
I'm not going to do it
It's for the
because
914 area code.
you're just going to jump all over me if I said that.
437 WABC is for those of you who live out on Lengthy Island, the 516 area code.
I knew that.
And last but certainly least, those of you who live up in Connecticut, 355 WABC. That's the 203 area code.
Yes.
Now, if we haven't gotten to your area code, it's because the station has felt that there's no point in spending all the money for a tie line for that particular area. Therefore, putting you in a great minority of the number of listeners we have. So how does it feel to be a minority? Well, and give you a little experience there. Anyway, that's the story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why anyone would want to call in at this hour is beyond me.
Well,
I mean, I have no idea what possible interest anyone could have in talking to us at this hour.
you could never tell, Brian.
But I can tell you right now, friends, you are listening to History in the Making.
History in the...
Making.
Right.
The last 5 to 6 hour of the Ross and Wilson Show.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, this is the official end and beginning of Musicradio.
That's right.
And talk radio. An incredible juncture in radio history.
WABC chime time.
It's music to my ears.
20 minutes after 5 o'clock.
All right. I've just received word from the inner space conduit that someone in New York is on line 3, and we will talk to him even as we speak. Good morning, Charlie.
Hi.
You are Charlie.
Yeah.
Why are
Just
you-
want to tell you that
Yeah?
all of your new program guys, Jackson and Dr. Grant, they're all Los Angeles people.
Yes, I know that.
Well, no, not all of them. Some are from San Francisco, but most of them from the West Coast.
Local listeners won't know that.
Well, I didn't think it made a whole heck of a lot of difference to them.
They're
but
all
it-
big hitters out there.
Yeah, well, we'll see how big hitter they are. I mean, after all, they are in the number 3 market. I mean, this is the Big Apple, Charlie. I mean, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
That's what
They want to be a part of it.
That's
New
what
York,
the song
New York.
says.
Thank you, Brian.
There's a song like that? Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I think we've got that somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
You hum the tune.
I did. All right. And you do the words? Is that what we were going to do this?
Right.
How about my harmonica?
No, I think perhaps we could do it later.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. Now, Charlie, why are you up at 20 minutes after 5 o'clock? Are you here just to hear music, radio in the making?
Shooting animation.
Shooting animation.
Right.
Anyone I know?
Animated.
Animated. Okay.
Yeah. The Night People.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, okay. I get it. Good. All right. Well, listen, Charlie, it's been a high pressure talking with you, and you have now been immortalized in celluloid for radio history.
Keep up the good work.
Well, thanks a
We're all
lot.
proud of you.
Oh, shucks, Charlie. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Sounded like your father there.
No, it wasn't
The
my
end.
father. My father isn't awake at this hour. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. What are you? Welcome to the Ross and Wilson Show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the final Ross and Wilson Show from 5 to 6.
I'm going to miss you guys from 5 to 6.
Oh,
Start my morning.
Yeah? Well, listen, do you have a cassette recorder?
Not handy, no.
Oh, I got you. Well, when you get off the phone, go turn the thing on. You can record the last 30 minutes here and just play it over and over again.
That sounds pretty good.
Twice a month, I'll send you some new jokes.
Sure.
And you can just kind of sub them in there or read them. You know what I mean?
Well, you asked
the-
why we should call you. Well, I have the perfect reason.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we sent you a letter from where we work, and you answered us. And Ross K. promised an 8x10 glossy to the fellows I work with.
Oh, yeah. Well, so you must want the complaint department.
No, I'll settle for you.
Oh, well, like I say.
Really?
So you need a picture.
An 8x10 glossy.
An 8x10 glossy.
Of Ross K. to the fellows in my department.
Do you want the civilian model or the cheesecake picture?
I think they prefer the cheesecake.
Probably so.
Seniors, they're 4 lectures.
Uh-huh. Do you want that with or without strawberry topping?
Whipped cream is better.
One
Oh.
cheesecake with whipped cream.
One cheesecake of Rosso with the whipped cream
Right.
topping. Okay.
And I'm not calling from Brooklyn.
Oh, no.
I'm calling from Union, New Jersey.
Onion, New Jersey, which is lovely this time of
Oh,
year.
it's gorgeous out here.
Yeah,
Clouds are rolling in. It's really pretty.
I understand. Well, you realize, of course, that at this very moment, Pudge Nolan is on his way to work, and he's listening to this
I hope
this
so.
segment.
I hope so.
You
He's
know,
a nice guy. We liked his picture, too, that you sent us.
You did like it?
Yeah, we hung it up on our bulletin board.
They liked his picture, Ross.
Boy, some
Wow.
people have no taste.
Boy, I tell you.
Because I had to hang yours over where I work.
Ah,
Right.
well, I think that's interesting. Someone actually liked Nolan's picture.
Yeah, and the guys had to share Ross's.
Say what?
The guys had to share Ross's picture. They had to pass it around from person to person.
Wait a minute, I thought you didn't get one of Ross's.
We got a little one, but she promised them an 8x10 glossy.
Ah, she wants the big economy size. Okay, we'll take care of everything.
We like
no
your
problem.
style.
Say again?
We like your style,
Oh,
Logan.
oh, shucks. Thanks. We like yours over there, too, an onion.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Fine, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good morning, and welcome to the Ross and Wilson Show.
Good morning, Brian.
Hi.
I'd just like to say that I'm really embarrassed and angry that the people in Milford, Pennsylvania don't have a tie line.
Yes, I am most upset, too. As a matter of fact, I brought that up to the management here when I told them that people that lived and worked around my old hunting grounds out there were not invited to join us here on a toll-free basis.
Yes, we're up at 5 o'clock every morning. We've been listening to you for a year, and we never got our picture, by the way.
Ah, Barbara, get this address.
But we love you, and you really help us get up in the morning.
Gee, I'm kind of embarrassed. We aren't going to be here at 5 o'clock after this.
Well, we'll still be here at 5 o'clock, but you won't.
I understand. Well, I'll make you the same offer. If you have a cassette deck handy, record the rest of the show, and you can play it over and over again. It'll be just like old times.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
I just wanted to tell you that my husband and I, you really help us get going in the morning to go to work.
Ah, shucks. Where do you work?
We both work in Morristown, New Jersey, so we have to drive 40 miles in the morning.
Jeez. Good grief. Well, why don't we solve all those problems? Why don't you go ahead and move to New Jersey? You'll be closer to work. You'll have a toll-free tie line. Think of the money you'll save.
Yeah, we just built our house last year.
Well, there you have it.
Can't do that. I just wanted to tell you, I drive past Greystone every morning, the state hospital.
Yeah, the farm, yes.
And when I'm giggling, I'm afraid they're going to come out and put a straitjacket on me.
You got to be careful about that.
You're going to have to watch it around 8 o'clock.
Believe me, I'll promise not to say anything funny around 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Just make a note of that, Ross.
I got it.
Thanks for calling and tell your hubby we said hello.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's going to be an exciting week on Live at 5. You'll meet bodybuilders Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno, singers Steve Lawrence, Edie Gourmet, and Sarah Vaughan, actors Sylvester Stallone and E.G. Marshall, Playmate of the Year Sharon Tweed, female impersonator Charles Pierce, funny lady Fanny Flagg, and radio personalities Ross and Wilson, Barry Farber, Lou Adler, Frankie Crocker, and Don Imus. Chances are if they're making news today, you'll see them on Live at 5 tonight. Live at 5, the #1 early evening news program, an original every day.
Then at 6 and 11, don't miss News 4 New York, recently named Best Local Newscast by United Press International New York State Broadcasters. Tomorrow, David Diaz starts his 3-part special report when parents say no to drugs. Find out why some parents feel the hardest thing about bringing kids up is bringing them down. Don't miss Live at 5, an original every day, and News 4 New York at 6 and 11.
By the way, don't miss us.
That's right, Ross and Wilson. We will be on.
Live at 5.
Live at 5 this evening,
Channel 4
at about 5:30 or something like that.
I don't know what slot they're going to give us. Probably
the one right before a commercial.
Yes, or right after Charles Pierce, the female impersonator. You can never tell about that.
Well, I understand the Playmate of the Year is supposed to be on too, so maybe it'll just be you on this evening. I in turn will go and jumper.
Yes.
Well, here we are at 5:27. I understand we have a Long Island call here. Eddie is the. Eddie, are you there?
Yeah.
Eddie, you work on the I'm all right. You're sanitation department?
Yeah, I fixed the street cleaners.
Oh, neat. Well, so we have you to thank for a better-looking Long Island.
Oh, no, better-looking New York City.
That's what I said. Better-looking New York City.
Yeah.
Well?
Up in the Bronx, I work.
The Bronx?
Yeah.
Terrific. What's it like operating one of those gizmos?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh.
It's dangerous, that's what.
Yes, I understand, especially if you're standing in front.
All the debris in the street, you know.
Yeah, really. Pick out one of those beer cans and fling it around there. Well, welcome to being a part of radio history here on the Ross and Wilson Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are taking the place of a record right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels pretty good.
And you could be another Elvis.
Pardon me?
You could be another Beatles.
Another Beatle?
You could be another Barry Manilow. Then again, maybe you just stay to be Fast Eddie.
Fast Eddie.
Fast Eddie. Well, listen, it's been a high pressure talking to you, guy. I got to talk to this guy in Upper New York State here, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Have a good one.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This guy's supposed to be a program director somewhere. Bill?
Good morning, Brian.
You're a program director?
Well, that's what they tell me.
That means we are arch enemies.
How are you doing this morning?
Well, we're doing fine. Where are you calling from, anyway?
I'm calling from Hudson, New York this morning. Believe me, Hudson is.
Lovely this time of year.
Indeed. I'm one of your 5 o'clockers.
5 o'clockers, yes.
And,
Not for long.
Not for long.
This is your last day.
And we have this neat little Yankee line down here. Then whenever they're not broadcasting Yankee games over, we get whoever's on WABC, which happens to be you in the morning.
That's us.
And
you're an affiliate.
I just like to tell you, I really enjoy stealing your jokes in the morning.
Uh-huh. Well, way to get the bill.
I wonder what the legal ramifications are about that.
Well, it's all part of the copyright program, Bill. That's why this call is being traced, and you will receive an incredible bill in 3 days.
I have a question.
Oh, brother. Here's a question, Ross.
Go for it.
Okay, what does Kiki Hooper look like?
What does Kiki... You're not supposed to ask that. You're supposed to ask what Rasa looks like. Everybody wants to know what Rasa looks like.
Rasa and Kiki look like?
Kiki is a... Kiki's a married person. I can't very easily tell you that without getting into big trouble with her husband Ralph.
Oh, shucks.
Todd, rather.
Todd.
Is Joe Nolan really fat?
Of course he is. Now, I'll tell you about Kiki. Kiki's about 5'4", and has got curly hair sometimes. A modest figure, I believe, is the term. She's very sharp.
She's chuckling away over across the glass.
Right now, she's laughing hysterically.
I see.
And what else can I tell you? And her husband's probably more interesting. He's 6'8" and carries a large caliber weapon at all times.
I see. Well, doing the AM drive shtick here, I'm really going to sort of miss you between 5 and 6 o'clock.
I understand.
No jokes to steal, huh?
Now you're going to have to be creative. Well, good talking to you, Bill.
All right.
And call anytime you need a good line.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
It's 5:30 in Manhattan. Time for the news.
Look who's here.
John Maher.
John Meager.
Substituting for the ever-popular Art McFarland. Is Art out or sick or what?
Everybody, we have, what do you have? Are you having Russian roulette with a Petri dish down there or what?
No.
You can't hear me with those earphones on?
I can hear you.
Uh-huh. Oh, you can hear me too well.
Mm-hmm.
I get you.
You can turn it down. You know, there are switches in here.
Yes. We're doing a lot of new things here, friends, not the least of which is breaking in this new studio.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it incredible? Look at the price tags are still on these microphones.
Really?
Look, manufactured by Mattel, 1995. Well, terrific. These ought to last the rest of the week.
I understand Mayor Koch has a new budget, John.
Oh, neat.
Well, His Honor isn't sure how much help he'll get with it either. Good morning. It's 59 degrees, partly cloudy in New York. This is the 5:30 edition on WABC, New York's radio station. Mayor Koch today on...
It will be pretty much just like that, too. A few more clouds, but mostly sunny. The high again around 73 degrees. We do have some gusty breezes this morning, 57 degrees in Astoria, in Carl Place 54, and in New York City 59 degrees. I'm Rasa K, WABC Radar Weather.
5:37, 23 minutes away from 6 o'clock on your nearly famous Ross and Wilson show. You know, 77 WABC Radio, that's us. Every morning, complete information with shadow traffic. Shadow traffic from 6 to 9 in the morning and from 4 to 7 in the afternoons. And whenever there's a major traffic problem, shadow traffic brought to you in part by Getty Earl. To help you get the top performance from your car, make sure you use quality products like Getty Gasoline and Getty Gold Motor Oil. Getty wants you to get the most in your car.
Out of your car, Brian.
I'm not in it right now.
Never mind.
Here's the situation with Getty Oil. And now here's the situation with shadow traffic. Now, you see, he's not supposed to be here until 6 o'clock, but each and every morning at this time, and for the last morning at this time, your Ross and Wilson show is going to pick up on an early preliminary report from Joe Nolan. Yo, Joe. Yo, Joe.
Hello.
What happened?
The thing doesn't work.
I've heard that. What, the thing.
The delay. I see.
No, but you see, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I can tell you're coming back about 3, 4, 5 seconds later. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's exactly right.
Well, enough of this stuff then. We'll have to get rid of Mr. Nolan and talk with him at a later time when he can pick us up on a point-to-point basis. Let me see if I can fix this. 77 WABC. There's Eddie Rabbit, 5:41, 19 minutes away from 6 o'clock. 19 minutes left in this historic hour, the final 5 to 6 o'clock hour here on the Ross and Wilson show. It's a touching moment, Ross.
Yes, it is.
Reminds me of the snow and the slush that accompanied our premiere performance here a mere year and a half or so ago.
Yes.
Do you realize that it'll be almost a year to the date that we will be returning to Alive at 5 this afternoon?
Yeah. And
to the likes of Jack Cafferty.
Yes, Sue Simmons.
Yes. Don Pardo.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Don Pardo.
Yes. That's kind of interesting.
That'll be an exciting time. You can actually see and hear us this evening at sometime between 5 and 6 on Alive at 5.
That's right.
That'll be an exciting time. You can actually see and hear us this evening at sometime between 5 and 6 on Alive at 5.
That's right.
They're probably just inviting us on to jack up their ratings some more.
Yeah, they don't want everybody to tune into the Charles Bronson movie on Channel 9.
Oh, is that what's on?
Yes. Well,
is this Muscle Week?
The Charles Bronson Week. Well, actually, there's only 4 Charles Bronson movies. Tomorrow they've got an Elvis movie that was left over from last week, apparently.
I gotcha. Mm-hmm.
But the other 4 movies are Charles Bronson movies. So.
Wow, sounds neat.
Yeah.
It's 18 minutes away from 6 o'clock. You've heard the weather. You've
Also,
heard all other business.
Wanted to mention,
what else can I tell you?
Tonight, Ruth Gordon will be on, and look what happened to Rosemary's Baby. It's kind of a follow-up to...
Look what happened?
To Rosemary's Baby, yes. And
that'll be interesting.
And
She's going to be on our show.
Will be on our show tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, Ruth Gordon here on the Ross and Wilson Show.
Between 9 and 10.
Star.
Yes.
Somebody, and Jack Anderson this week. Isn't Jack Anderson this week, a Wednesday?
Well, he'll probably be on Thursday. We're doing a phone call with him after the show.
Ah, that's right. That's right. He gets up late. And Judith Kuriansky is supposed to be on the show this week.
Yes.
Isn't that marvelous? Mm-hmm. She's not working nights. We're going to have her working days. I mean, she does have a contract, fellas.
Yes, she does.
We have to get our money's worth out of this woman.
Today is Golden Spike Day.
I drank one of those once. They are terrific. It's a little Galliano and bourbon and vodka and several different types of fruit juices all mixed in with heavy cream.
Mm-hmm. Bleh. Bleh. You didn't like it.
I didn't like it at all.
Well, I'm talking about the Golden Spike that was driven in 1869. The first railroad across the North American continent was completed. They put the Golden Spike in the tracks.
When the East and the West Railroads met.
That's right, Union Pacific and the Central Pacific.
Ah, yes. I'm sure that'd be a big date for you and Joe Nolan, you two being so into choo-choos.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact.
Ross has a little choo-choo that he plays with in his closet when nobody's looking. I know, it's not something you want to bring out in public, Ross, but I think that there's probably a lot of people out there that play with their choo-choos in private, and something that I think you two ought to, just kind of develop an affiliation with. Closet choo-choo lovers.
Affiliation.
Something like that.
And being
maybe a club or something.
Being a tea drinker like you are.
I am.
You should know that Tom Lipton's birthday is today.
Oh, yes. The guy that invented the flow-through tea bag.
Well.
The guy who invented orange pico and pico tea blends.
Well, actually.
The guy that sponsored I Remember Mama.
Actually, Tom Lipton was the one who...
You don't remember that, do you?
No.
That's good because I was wrong.
Yes.
Lipton didn't sponsor I Remember Mama.
I know that.
That was sponsored by Maxwell House Coffee. Good to the last drop.
Right.
Bing! You know what I often wondered?
I know.
What was wrong with the last drop? It was good till the last drop. That must mean all the impurities must have been in that one lousy drop.
Brian.
Maybe some residue from Juan Valdez's burro.
Brian.
What?
Thank you. Tom was the one, he did purchase several coffee and tea plantations around the world.
Juan Valdez?
And his famous, Tom Lipton.
Where did he come from?
We were just talking about him.
We were talking about Maxwell House Coffee, and I Remember Mama.
And he was the one who expanded in the American market, and that's why he's known for it. But over in England...
I can tell you one thing, Ross. It's a good thing this is our last 5 to 6 hours, because I find it very confusing.
Over in England... Tom is known as one of the first promoters to effectively use advertising.
Oh, yeah? What's he known for here?
When he was... Tea, you ninny. I just said that.
Well, wasn't he known for tea in England?
Well, no.
They drink more tea over there than we do.
No, he was known for dining.
Dining?
Yes.
He was a glutton?
No, he owned several restaurants. In fact, when he was 26, he started a chain of shops and promoted the first one by having painted pigs driven through the streets of Glasgow with the slogan, "I'm going to Lipton's," painted on them.
Wait a minute. Let me see if I got this straight. He was known for using advertising to promote his restaurant.
Advertising, right.
The Lipton restaurant.
Yes.
And the way he did it was by painting a bunch of pigs being driven through the streets of Glasgow with the caption saying, "I'm going to Lipton's
to
right.
eat." Yes. He also
He was
the one who also pioneered the before and after ad.
Yeah, right. This is what I look like before I ate dinner at Lipton's. This is what I look like after I ate dinner at Lipton's.
Scrawny people pictured going into his shops and well-fed, healthy people going out. And in 10 years, he had 300 shops as a result of the advertising.
Well, terrific.
And that's what gave him the capital to go in and buy the coffee and tea plantations.
And to invent the flow-through tea bag.
That's right, for which he is famous, yes.
Well, isn't that marvelous? I tell you. See what happens? Take tea and see.
Right. Joe Ross and Wilson Show.
Hey, you got a minute? It's me, Telly Savalas. And I know one thing for sure. America has found its better car, Ford Escort. It's knocking the socks off every car line in America, and that's based on actual manufacturers' reported retail deliveries. And America has found its better deal, the best deal being offered by any major car company. Ford Care coverage plus cash. For 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first, Ford Care gives you total coverage. Coverage on virtually everything. About all you kick in for is gas. Of course, Ford Care is a limited warranty, excluding things you'd expect like tires, fluids, accidents, and abuse. Take delivery between now and June 6th from your Ford dealer to get the cash and the coverage. Limit one car per customer. Upfront cash, Ford Care, quality, Escort. Ford delivers, all right, but don't take my word for it. Just ask an Escort owner.
I know that you're looking for Europe's best buys. I think you'll find Belgium a pleasant surprise. The price is all right, and so is your flight. I put you on Sabina.
From diamonds to chocolates to crystal and lace, for valuable gifts, Belgium surely the place. You'll fly there with ease. I know you'll be pleased. I put you on Sabina.
In Sabina's Belgium, you'll find some of the best buys in Europe, like a first-class hotel room for two, starting at $19 per person, a delicious three-course meal from just $6.50, a rental car for only $97 a week with unlimited mileage, and Sabina will fly you round-trip from New York to Brussels for $315 each way. For reservations and fare conditions, call your travel agent or Sabina.
I put you on Sabina.
77.
Olé.
WABC. It is 12 minutes before 6 o'clock. 5:48.
Yes.
On your nearly famous Ross and Wilson show.
Should be a lovely day. Mm-hmm. At least that's my understanding.
Yes.
Although I do not have a copy of the weather forecast.
Yes, you do. It's right there.
Yes, like I said, here's the weather forecast.
A mixture of bright sun and clouds. However, on eastern Long Island and Connecticut, more clouds than sun, and there is just a slight chance of rain. High around 72 today.
Right.
Tonight, clear to partly cloudy and low around 51. It's your tired Ross and Wilson show.
Boy,
apparently.
it was a long weekend.
Yes.
Long weekend.
Did you go out? Did you
played
go
golf with my dad?
Go to a movie?
Did Mother's Day yesterday.
Oh, how was it?
Mom's fine. Mom's doing great. Everyone was digging in the garden, planting things and stuff. It was very nice. We all got together, and my sister and my dad and I, and we sat around. Stephanie made eggs Benedict for all of us. I bought us a bottle of wine, and we toasted to Mom.
Very nice.
I told her, I said, all I can say is I'm glad you were in the mood that night. She got embarrassed.
Yes, well, what can you do?
Both times. Well,
at least she didn't lock herself in the bathroom or something.
Yeah, really. Didn't your ex-wife used to do that occasionally?
As long as we're talking about mothers, the world record for mothering, set in the mid-1800s by Mrs. Fedor Vasilet of Moscow, gave birth to 16 sets of twins.
Wow.
7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets.
Jeez.
69 children in 27 at-bats.
My goodness.
What an incredible record.
That's yes. That is amazing. That is truly amazing.
On the other end of the coin.
Bet she didn't go around with a bikini very
No. Well, no, on the other end of the coin, Mrs. Sadat Kaur of Kegum, Turkey, only had 1 child. However, she said she'd never have another one after her baby boy was born on June 3rd, 1961. He weighed in
12 pounds, 16 ounces.
Well, you're half right. 24 pounds, 4 ounces.
Ooh, I think we ought to stand up for the rest of the show.
Wow, what a deal. Yes.
Adds a whole new meaning to the term episiotomy, doesn't it?
Since Mother's Day was yesterday, I kind of looked up some of these facts so I'd have them at my fingertips.
You've never been a mother, have you? No, I mean a father.
Well,
naturally.
A stepfather, no.
I know about a stepfather.
Not a real father, no.
I tell you, women do get the brunt of the attack when it comes to having children.
The brunt.
Well, you know what I mean. I mean, they got to carry the kid around for 9 or 12 months, and then well, some pregnancies last that long. It depends if you're counting wrong. And it's I mean, that's a heck of a thing.
Yes, it is.
Having some little kid doing somersaults inside you like that. You can't eat any Mexican food after the 7th month.
No.
It's an incredible thing. You ever see what happens to a pregnant woman when she has a jalapeno?
No.
Whoa. Man, a kid goes crazy.
Well, maybe
it's amazing.
Maybe that's why.
I learned that early on with my first one. When Queen Kong and I would go out for dinner, occasionally I would take her to we were big Mexican food fans. And we'd go to some place kind of like Carambas here in New York over on 8th, and have some nachos with sliced jalapeno peppers on top. 5 hours later, that kid started going. It was amazing. It was like Kathy Rigby in the Olympics.
Incredible.
which was really amazing because she was how the hell with this?
Yes.
It says 7 minutes away from 6 o'clock. Well, let that be an advice to all of you pregnant women out there.
Well,
after the 7th month, no more Mexican food.
Coming up in the news, John Maher says some commuters are doing it themselves.
I beg your pardon?
I don't know what it means. It does sound rather suggestive, doesn't it?
It sounds incredibly interesting if you're riding alongside.
We'll have details on that coming up in just about 7.5 minutes here at 77 WABC.
Well, you've already heard about the traffic. The traffic is being delayed. Actually, the traffic's all right. It's Joe Nolan being delayed. But be that as it may, he'll be along in 10 minutes, even if we have to do it the hard way.
That's right.
And find out what's going on out on the highways and byways. What I'm saying in my own fumbling roundabout way is, we don't have any traffic to report to you this time. We do have some weather here.
Yes.
We got some sun, got some clouds, got some sun in the morning and the moon at night.
Brian.
More clouds than sun out on Long Island and up in Connecticut. So there. Clear to partly cloudy tonight with virtually no sun at all and a low about 51. Sunny tomorrow and no clouds, high about 73. Sunny on Wednesday, still no clouds, high about 73.
Right.
Ross, it looks like a great week shaping up.
Yes.
A great premiere week for the new Ross and Wilson show.
Yes, it is.
A great week shaping up for the premiere of Talk Radio 77 WABC.
Yes, it is.
It's truly amazing, friends. Watch your papers for time and channel.
This is the beginning of National Hospital Week. We had National Nurses Week last week.
Oh, let's all get sick.
National Hospital Week this week and Police Week, too. All you policemen who are... It's just about shift change for them, too, isn't it?
Hi, guys.
Yeah, good to have you along with
Remember,
the Ross
mine
and
is
Wilson
the black sedan parked out on the... right near the no parking area. You'll be towed away under penalty of death sign.
Yes.
But anyway, it's about how many degrees?
Your guess is as good as mine, Brian.
Let's call it 55.
On your Ross and Wilson show.
This is TJ the DJ from McDonald's all the way live while you drive. No matter what your pace, McDonald's is a place for your early morning hits. If you got no time to blow or you want to take it nice and slow, you can sit down right here or get it all to go. And now a big hitter, fast mover, light groover, hot cake.
Well, you're hot, you're my hot cakes and sausage too.
And now a number one favorite, fresh scrambled eggs, sausage, and hash browns.
Oh, just us three together. That's how we'll always be.
Now coming at you with steam and coffee.
We brew it right, just for you.
Moving on up the charts, Egg McMuffin. Just can't get it up.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can't hang around or you just want to come in and sit down, Mickey D's is the place before that early AM rat race. And now time for commercial break.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
Girls, I've just returned from a manhunt. And guess what I've nabbed? 5 lady killers.
Hey, come on, Sarge. Let's see what you got. Check it out.
All right, fellas, line up.
Woo! Look at those guys.
You, mister, front and center.
Hey, what about the rear?
Hey, wait, I think I saw that one at Madison Square Garden the other night. He was chasing some hockey puck.
Oh, and will you get a load of the way he wears those jeans? Ow. Ooh, la, la.
All right, next guy. Girls, this charmer owns a famous restaurant.
Yeah, is he looking for a main dish? Woo!
This week at 6, Eyewitness News spotlights New York's 5 most wanted men. Maxine Black will introduce you to 5 bachelors any single woman would love to nab. From Ron Duguay of the New York Rangers to Cleavon Little.
Ooh, didn't I see him in Blazing Saddles?
I think so.
That's one trail I wouldn't mind blazing myself.
All right.
Watch 5 eligible bachelors, an Eyewitness News special report. Tonight at 6 on Channel 7.
To let these men go free would be a crime.
You said it, Sarge.
You notice Storm Fields wasn't among them.
Yeah, well.
5:56, 4 minutes away from 6 o'clock. Of course, he had to go to court to prove he wasn't sexy.
That's true.
And rightfully so.
Well, Brian...
I agreed with him right from the beginning.
You wear cowboy boots from time to time.
Some from time to time, yeah.
Yes. Apparently, the new surveys say high-heeled, pointy-toed cowboy boots are a real pain for fashion-conscious men.
I agree. That's why I don't wear them very much.
Podiatrist here in New York, Louis Schur, says the victims of the style are hobbling into his office in droves, and says the problems that are occurring are things like corns,
bunions,
calluses.
Don't forget bunions.
Hammer toes. Infections from painful inflammations and right around the joints and stuff like that. Tendinitis and leg pains too. Not to mention the ever popular bunions.
Right.
Yes. Dr. Schur says some of them come in holding the cowboy boots they bought and then ask him to fit their shoes to the boot. That's kind of going the wrong way around.
Fit their shoe
to the boot.
What does that mean?
Yes. Well,
what do you mean fit the shoe to the boot?
They buy the boot first, and then because it doesn't fit, they go into the doctor and tell them to fit their feet to the boot.
Oh, well, that's a little different. See, you said fit their shoes to the boot. I was saying, what the heck does that mean, fit their shoes to the boot? What are they going to see a doctor for that for?
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
I don't know. It's amazing that people do that. That, I guess women have been doing it for years with high heels, forcing their feet into high heels and stuff like that.
Yeah, look what happened to their feet. I had a podiatrist on the show one time when you were on vacation just before the big run, the New York Marathon.
Yes.
And he was saying that the best shoe is one that looks like a box.
A box?
Yeah. See, most shoes, like women's shoes especially, come down to a point.
Yeah.
And especially on high heels, it jams the foot down into the point there. And that's where a lot of problems come in, because you're forcing if you look at your foot, it's really a rectangle.
Yeah.
And you look at your shoe, and it's a triangle. And basically what you're doing is you're forcing this rectangle down in the triangle.
Sure.
And what you've got is an owie.
Yes. Well, Dr. Schur says there are some cures. Stretching the boots is one. Surgically breaking and realigning the foot joints is another.
That's good.
That seems like an incredible amount of trouble to go through just to wear cowboy boots.
Yeah, but Ross, when you've got $750 invested in a pair of original rhino skin boots, after all, you got to take those things into consideration.
I never looked at it that way.
Absolutely, Ross. You got to think about these things. We're talking with a highly diversified audience out there. There are people out there that would willingly go out and have their foot crunched just to be able to fit into a pair of boots.
Really?
And I hope you all are doing fine on the farm this morning.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up, Susie. Wake up, little Susie, wake up, little Susie.
77 WABC.
It is 6 o'clock, and all is hell on the Ross and Wilson Show, and that's the end of it. That is the end of it. That is the last 5 to 6 hour that you will hear on the Ross and Wilson Show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm depressed.
You won't be depressed when you get up an hour later.
I'm feeling better already.
I knew that. John Maher is here with all the latest news. He says some commuters are doing it themselves.
What?
Well, yes, what they don't want to be are captive commuters. Good morning. It's 58 degrees, partly cloudy in New York. This is the 6 o'clock edition on WABC, New York's radio station.